Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you how I did this spring illustration. So right now it just snowed and it's all gone, but it's kind of like winter, which is really weird. So right now I'm drawing a flower, which I think it's like, I don't know if these flowers actually exist, but I created some ones that are similar to the real flowers, but they're different in many ways. But yeah, I think I actually did a good job drawing this flower. Now I decided to do a tulips, which is probably harder to do, but it is like a heart, and then you put like a little bloop on top, like a blob, and then adding the leaves, and then making it smaller so it looks better, because if it looks with bigness, it looks weird. What does bigness even mean? I don't know. So, okay, we're doing a rose, which is not sophisticated rose, it's just a plain old rose. But yeah, I think I'm doing a great job with this rose. I should have added more petals on it, but I think it's better with less petals. But sometimes even flowers aren't perfect. But spring is so much cooler when there's flowers and colors and the green grass and the rain. It's kind of like everything that you love so much, and then summer comes, and then it's like, where did the spring go? So now I'm duplicating this and then adding some color to all the flowers. I decided to go to a purple-ish blue theme. I don't know if flowers are actually blue. Maybe they are, but they're mostly white, yellow, kind of the primary colors, but they're not actually like this blue. But I do like this blue. It's kind of like an aquamarine kind of blue, like it's like teal-ish, which I think goes great with what I'm gonna add in the background later. You'll see. So adding these colors and dropping them and figuring out which ones are fitting which one. But the middle, we're gonna leave it open because we want to add a center color. Maybe I should start drawing more realistic, because I don't know. This certainly looks weird. I didn't actually like this eraser brush that I used. It's more of those, I don't know what you call them, but they're not the best brushes. I should have used marker brush. You should always use the brush that you're using for the eraser, so it's easier because you know how to control it. So, see, you didn't do a great job. I should have used a different brush, but I learned that way the hard way. So you're just gonna have to deal with me making so much mistakes in front of you all. So now I'm gonna add a yellow in the middle. This is kind of like a gold-ish yellow. It's not really directly yellow, but I think I like this yellow so much better. The other one is great, but I use it so often that I kind of forget it. So, but these leaves are kind of too bright, so I decided to add a lighter one, more toned down. But this actually looks so much better than the last one. So then I forgot the sleeve, so I decided to add one more. And then yeah, it's coming together perfectly. So next is the lettering. I want to do something lettering instead of doing text all the time. I think text is easy, but you need more effort into actually doing these letters, which I think turned out pretty great. They do take a few tries, but once you get it, it actually looks really great. So I decided to go for more like funky style for the letters. I don't know what style, but it's definitely some style that is definitely different than others. And yeah, adding this little thing at the top. Well, the top was probably the hardest. And then adding this little curve in the middle for the P. So yeah, that's the P. Now I'm going to do the R, which is probably the easiest letter, I think. Maybe the R needs a little help sometimes. And then adding this I, and N, and G. I want to just say spring. So it just looks like spring. And the N took a little few tries, but once I got it, I think it's pretty perfect. So next I did the G, which actually looks a lot like my other G's, but that is fine. Then I decided to cut the spring into a different layer so it's more easier, so then I can play with it, move it around. I should have added a new layer and then did it, but I had to do this the hard way, and now it actually took kind of forever. I'm trying to speed up the process, so it looks like I didn't do much, but it did take a lot of time, so I will speed it up. I don't know if it's speeding up, but it will. Okay, this part is speeding up. So I did it quickly. I tried to maneuver, tried to take it off, but it did take a couple of tries. But the eraser button did help. So always use the eraser, but using the selection tool is so much easier, but that takes more time. And it was connected to the flower, but in the end, it did work out pretty well. So, yeah. And now I'm going to color these letters. The S, the F, this, all the letters. Now I'm duplicating it and then adding a blue, light blue color because I'm going to add some clouds in the background later. But yeah, adding these colors, dropping. And this part shouldn't take long, but it's pretty quick. But yeah, just dropping these colors. I really like how the letters turned out. They actually look better. Actually, my lettering is improving even more. Bubble lettering, probably like the same thing. But yeah, I think this is great so far. Next, I'm going to add these clouds. I actually put them in the wrong layer. I didn't add any layers, so then I had to redo that. That was like a whole disaster. Maybe we should take that away. Once I realized that mistake, I decided to add a layer, and yeah, it did work out wonderfully. So now I'm just figuring out how to draw these clouds and then blur them later, which it's hard to draw clouds, but they're not perfect. They're just, I don't know why I didn't use white, but you know, they're always different shades of blue. Then I added that and then added some at the bottom. And yeah, that's how you draw the cloud. It's pretty easy. Next, you put it in the last layer. First Gaussian blur them and then put them all the way at the bottom. Then you can see it. And then I added some grass. So I added a lighter green and then a darker green and then Gaussian blurred it. It does look cool, but it's not that professional, but you know, it is spring and I would do anything for it to come back. So then I blurred it and then added this light blue color for the background. And then yeah, I added the signature at the bottom, and then it's pretty much done. I think that this is probably one of my favorite ones yet. It does call a lot of spring. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. See you guys later. Bye.